Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do Naomi's beautiful 3-strand twist out. This is perfect for when I want her curls to look just a little bit different. We're starting off with freshly washed and detangled hair. Her hair right here has no product in it, so I'm putting in Uncle Funky's Curl Magic Curl Stimulator. I'm going to rub a generous amount through my palms and then spread it all throughout her hair and coat it as evenly as possible. I'm not being too meticulous about getting each strand coated in this product because I'm going to also be brushing it through a little bit later. But for now, I'm just going to finger comb it through all of her hair. Now you'll want to put your part in the place where you want it to lay. I do not do middle parts. I love side parts. Call me old, but this is how it's staying. Now, like I said, her hair is already detangled. I did use this easy detangler brush that I use on all my kids' hair. It does detangle the easiest, and I'm just kind of brushing the Uncle Funky's Curl Magic through as much as possible. I split her hair in the front into about a 2-inch section. Make sure that section is smoothed out. Clip that away, and then we're going to use the Doux Mousse Texture Foam. These are the only two products that she needs in order for this twist out to last a while and look shiny and moisturized. I switched her hair products last year, and now 12 months later she is the best and most moisturized curl base to start with. If you want to learn more about the products that I switched to, click the video link above to see the Holy Grail Styling Trio and watch her wash day video that shows the shampoo and conditioner that I switched to at the same time as well. I'll also link the videos in the description below, and it'll be on the end screen of this video. After applying the Doux Mousse Texture Foam, I smoothed it through with the Denman Brush so that it could evenly coat all the hair strands I'm twisting in this section. Each section is going to be about the same size, but I'm not measuring, so some might be bigger than others. I am going to be doing the same process with each section. So I'll smooth the hair out, apply the foam, brush it through with the Denman brush, and start twisting. In order to do a 3-strand twist, I separate the hair into 3 sections as if I'm going to braid, but instead of braiding, my fingers are going to be moving a little bit differently in that they're going to be twisting. Now, when you do a 3-strand twist, you can do a twist in the left direction or a twist to the right. It doesn't matter as long as the strands are going in the direction that they need to go. So I've slowed the video down here so you can see exactly what my fingers are doing, because once people get fast at this, it's hard to see. Take the left strand under and bring it all the way to the right. Take the right strand over and bring it all the way to the left. The middle will follow behind this first strand that I took to the right. And then you're just going to keep going in a counterclockwise direction. So again, I'm taking the furthermost strand on the left and twisting it all the way over to the right. And then each strand is going to be moving in a counterclockwise direction. So I'm twisting to the left. They're all going counterclockwise. So see the top strand I just pulled to the left? Now you'll see that strand go underneath. Now it's in the middle, and then I'm going to pull it all the way over to the right. And then that strand is just going to go in a circular motion around counterclockwise. So to the left, each strand is following behind it. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter if you're twisting to the right or to the left as long as you stay consistent in the direction that you're twisting. My fingers can do both pretty fast. For some reason, with the 3-strand twist, that's much easier, but when I do a 2-strand twist, I can only twist to the right. So I'm not sure if anybody else struggles with the same thing, but either way, these come out to be the same type of pattern no matter which direction you go in. As far as twist outs go, I really prefer the 3-strand twist out on Naomi's hair versus either a braid out or a 2-strand twist out. The 2-strand twist outs are annoying to me because when you twist the hair, I find that the 3-strand twist stays in place much more than the 2-strand twist. The 2-strand twist becomes loose, so it's always like up at the roots. It starts getting puffy and it just doesn't lay quite as well. I've done it plenty of times on her. It's not like I'm not a fan at all, but I just like the 3-strand twist out better. The braid out is a different curl pattern. I really love the juiciness of the 3-strand twist. They're easy to do, they stay in place, and they last long. At this point, go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already so we can keep showing you all the styles that we do on a weekly basis. Now here's normal speed. This is not sped up or slowed down, but I'm going a little bit slower to just show another angle of me twisting this hair counterclockwise. And that mousse, obviously there's enough product in there that's going to hold this in place, but not so much that it will create a bunch of buildup or flakes. It never does with this product. Hopefully by now you've learned something. If you haven't ever learned how to 3-strand twist, I told you this was easy. So what you need to do though is get your hands on some hair, whether it's your own, your kids, or a mannequin head, and try to move these strands in the direction that I'm moving them, or like I said, to the right. But either way, you're just going to be taking the hair and rotating it in a clockwise or a counterclockwise direction. This whole video, I'm doing it counterclockwise. You just keep taking each strand and rotating it to the left. At the end, twirl the hair around your finger and that'll set the twist. Now you see the movement that happened once I let it go? Not that much movement at all. With the 2-strand twist, it moves a lot more than that for me. Usually when people get confused, it's because they don't know how to start the twist. So here's another angle that'll show you in normal speed how I start these twists. Again, rotating to the left in a counterclockwise direction. Alright, I said earlier that I do about 2-inch sections. That's just an estimated measurement, but I do these sections because I like how this size twist comes out. If you want them smaller, do smaller sections, bigger, do bigger sections, but just be cautious of the root. Pull that twist tight so that the roots don't puff up if you're doing those much larger sections. Now that the twists are all finished, I'm going to put her under a hooded dryer on high heat until her hair gets nice and crispy. So I did her hair in the early afternoon. I let it dry for an hour under the hooded dryer. It was nice and crispy, and now it's dinner time and I'm ready to take these twists out. So I used some oil. You can use whatever oil you want to use. I have the Curlsmith Bonding Oil, which is lasting me forever, so I'm just going to keep using that until I go buy the next one. And I'm just going to elongate the twist, and they come apart so easily. Sometimes if you just pull them apart like I just did, the curl might look funky. All you have to do is elongate it, so pull that strand down and it will just pop right back into place. They're the easiest things to do in the world. So I'm going to just do a couple here, and then I'm going to move her from the dinner table because it's kind of nasty. But I'm going to pull all of these apart first before I start breaking those strands apart. So I'm going to pull the twist apart before I break the hair strands apart. Sometimes when they eat dinner, they take like an hour to just sit there and eat it. So I was just too impatient. I had finished my dinner a while back and I just wanted to get this done. Also, if you're interested in the style on Kaya, who's just behind Naomi, I did some braids and bubbles on her and I put that video up last Friday. So I will link that in the video above and it will be on the end screen at the end of this video. This is the front half of her head with the twists pulled out but not pulled apart yet. Sometimes you'll pull the twist apart, but you'll get a little kink where the curl was supposed to be. So all you have to do is pull it down and it'll fix itself. This huge kink right here is very easy to fix. So now all of the twists are taken out. They're not separated yet, so that's why they're still nice and juicy. But we do have to separate them, otherwise you'll see these parts everywhere. Now see with just those two products alone how shiny and moisturized and healthy her hair looks. This probably wouldn't have been the case had I not switched her hair products and her whole wash and go routine. So again, I do encourage anyone who is interested to check those videos out. But here now we're ready to start pulling these apart. This step right here requires you to be a little bit more fragile when you take these hair strands apart. Make sure to get some more oil on your fingers and then very carefully pull some of the hair strands apart. You're not going to pull all of them apart, and you need to be careful how many strands you pull it apart into because you don't want the ends or any part of that beautiful twist out to be frizzy. So I'm just taking that one big twist and I pulled it apart once, and then if I need to, I'll go back in and pull some of the bigger sections apart into a little bit of smaller sections. But here you just use your judgment based on how it looks and how easy it is to see the separation in each strand. And if I didn't emphasize this enough earlier, the hair has to be 100% dry. It should not be damp in any area whatsoever. So if after they've been under the hooded dryer for an hour, if some of the twists in the back or towards the front or in the middle are not fully dry yet, you cannot take it out. Now I'm all finished taking out the twists and pulling the strands apart, so I'm just going to fluff up the roots with a pick and we'll be finished. Alright, so this is the final look. I don't do anything to maintain this look other than wrap it up at night. So she didn't even use her scarf this week when she had her hair like this. She just used her bonnet. The first night she slept with the bonnet just straight over her hair with nothing, and then a couple nights later on I pulled up her hair into a pineapple and let her sleep on it that way. On the left hand side of the screen you'll see Naomi's hair after a wash and go, and then on the right you'll see how different the curls look when you do a twist out. So it elongates her curls, creates a little bit of a different pattern, and it's just a nice little switch up to do.
Understand my hair.
I did not tell her to say that. She said that because I told her that some people might be confused as to why I would do a twist out versus her natural curls. So that's what she had to say in response.